welcome back to my channel. My name is Rashida, also known as Elle Caramel. Yes, I changed my name again, but that's what this video is all about. This is going to be my final name, I promise. If you're new, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the family, and let's get on to the video. So I have some awesome tips for you if you're going to be turning 40 in the year 2020. You could use this advice or tips if you are turning any age really, but especially 40, because 40 is like the beginning of middle age and you want to be definitely prepared for the new year and what all the good things that are in store for you. Welcome back, guys. So when I was 38, 39, I remember thinking that I got depressed and I was just like, see, now I'm 40 and I didn't live my dreams. I didn't do anything that I wanted to do. I had kids, I got married, and now I'm just 40. Now I'm gonna be 40 and I have nothing to show for it, nothing to get excited about. I'm just a mom and I work and that's it. So 40 is basically 50. But I started to go online and to read I read a couple of blogs and they were giving out tips on how to survive turning 40. 40 is a milestone. 40 is you lived through the 90s, you lived through the 80s, and you lived through the early 2000s. You went through several decades of life. And being that we live in this climate now of social media and just things working backwards, it seems like, you know, 40 is the year where you need to be on point and need to be taking care of your business and being focused on what it is that you want out of life. So here are my 5 tips for if you are going to be turning 40 or any age for that matter in the year 2020. The first thing you want to do is to look back on what has happened in the past year. The final year of before you turn 40, so that'll be 39. So for me, 39, I got a journal and I started to write down all the things that were working for me, all the things that didn't work for me, that I started that I didn't get to finish but I want to finish. So that's what you want to do. Get yourself a journal or a notebook and start writing down everything that worked, everything that didn't work, what you want to do, what you don't want to do anymore, and write it out, because writing things out makes you see it in plain view and you can cross things out. No, that's not going to work. That's definitely not going to work. Oh, this did work for me a little bit. Let me try to work on that a little bit more. Make sure it's realistic and attainable, just like any goal you set for yourself. My second piece of advice or tip for you is to reevaluate your finances. This is very important, especially if you're turning 40. 40, you need to have a will. You need to have your life insurance policies in place. You need to make sure your credit is good. You need to make sure that you have money in your bank, you have savings. If you don't have savings, start saving now. And your 401k, if you are employed, I suggest you really start looking into that. When I was 39, my job, they always send out emails about your 401k plans with the hospital or whatever. And it wasn't until I was 39, I'm telling you, I never paid attention to it before, which is, you know, my bad. But at 39, I was like, you know what, let me just look at what I have here. And that's how much money I had saved in my 401k account. And it wasn't where I thought it would be, because had I been paying attention to it all those years before, it would have been a lot more money in there. And I was kind of disappointed and bummed out about it. And I was like, oh my God, what if something happened to me today and I don't have anything in place for my family, for my husband, for my kids? And so I made an appointment with the financial person who takes care of that 401k policy or account, and he was like, you need to be putting a lot more money into this account. So that's what I did. Long term is more important than me having an extra $80 or $100 in my pocket. So definitely focus on your 401k, get that all straightened out, get your medical plan straightened out. If you have a will, congratulations. I do not, so I will be working on that. Nevertheless, it's something that every human on earth should have. If you're of the age of preparing a will, you need to have one regardless. Short-term disability, credit, all that, you want to have it in place, making sure that everything looks good. Should something happen to you, you are prepared and you can make the decisions that you need to make for yourself and for your family. Number 3 is stop overthinking and stop overanalyzing. These two things have crippled me my whole life. I overthought and overanalyzed everything. I don't care what it was. a text message, an email, something somebody said to me, a phone call, the way somebody's voice sounded. I would really take all of that into my soul and hold it. And think, oh, what's this? Oh, what's that? I wonder if she's mad at me. Oh, I wonder why she say that to me. Why does he sound like that? Why does he look like that? Why does she say that like that? I would really overanalyze and overthink everything to the point where it made me sick. And this we're not doing in 2020. If you're my age, 40 plus, and you are an overthinker and an overanalyzer, just stop doing it. It's not healthy for you, and it doesn't make any sense to do it, because whatever it is, you can't change it. Whatever it is, let it be. If it's out of your control, just let it happen. There's nothing you can do about it. You can take necessary steps to aid in that process, or maybe make a better decision next time. But if it's something that you know is out of your control, just stop and cut it out. No more overthinking and no more overanalyzing for 2020. That's anybody, any age. Number 4, reevaluate relationships. Age of 40 is when I realized how many real friends I had and how many work relationships I had that were positive or negative, how many friendships I had that were positive or negative. But reevaluate them, and I mean specifically friendships and work friendships. I lost a lot of friends over the years. We always do, because you evolve and you're changing every day. If you have friends in your circle that are negative and they bring you down, but it's a new decade, you want to start off nice and fresh. Get rid of people who are depleting your happiness, depleting your confidence, just making your space negative. When you get around people and you notice that your body feels different and you start feeling low. I've felt that way before. When I get around certain people, it's just like they just suck the energy right out of me, the positive energy right out of me, and just left me feeling like I'm tired. Why did I invite that person over, or why did I call that person? Now I'm in a bad mood. You need to get rid of that. 40 years old, being 40 is different. It's like you care but you don't care. I think at 40 it's easier to drop people as before. When we were younger, you like, oh, when you want to hang on to your friendships and still call that person. Number 5, and my final piece of advice, continue to reinvent yourself. Reinventing yourself is a beautiful thing, especially if you wake up every day. If you're waking up every day, that is another day for you to learn, another day for you to change yourself, another day for you to reinvent yourself. Hence the name Elle Caramel. I have gone through several names here on my YouTube channel because I was trying to find myself. My middle name is Danielle, so I've always had the L part in my name, but I just grabbed Caramel because I am the color of caramel, hence the caramel. I love my caramel skin, so I was like, hey, Elle Caramel sounds cute together, so I decided to just go with that. But by reinventing yourself, I mean start to get some new pieces in your wardrobe, change the way you think, change the way you dress. Come out of your comfort zone. I have come out of my comfort zone, guys. If you know, well, you don't know any of my friends, but my friends know that I was very plain and boring at a time, and now I'm starting to come out of my comfort zone and live a little and put on more makeup and dress differently, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel grown. It makes me feel mature. I don't feel like I'm trying to be like somebody. I feel like myself. And I was just telling my mom the other day, she is kind of like me, where every day is a blessing and every day is an opportunity to learn. And I told her, why don't you take some classes at your local community college? They have self-improvement classes, they have photography classes, they have yoga classes, they have classes to help you use computers even if you're not computer savvy. They have free classes even at your library. Start thinking about yourself and your self-improvement. Just because you're 40 or 41, 42, 45, 50, it doesn't matter. You are blessed to see another day. That means another day for you to learn. It's another day for you to grow, another day for you to learn, and another day for you to keep moving. If any of these tips helped you today, let me know in the comment section below. I love to start a conversation and hear some of your thoughts and opinions. If you're turning 40, congratulations, happy birthday. I hope that it is a very good birthday for you. And if you're not and you just watched this video just to watch it, have a happy new year. And I hope that your 2020 starts off with a bang, because I know that mine is. If you didn't subscribe, please go ahead and do that. Don't forget to let your journey tell your story. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.